Hey everyone, Big Willy here from Big Willy's Fab Shop. Today's episode, we are hopping back into the build-off, the Jacobson's build-off here. So this is the WD-45 versus the Farmall B on who can get it operational first. So let's get into it. Alright, tidy up some couple loose ends here, and then we'll be hopping on and putting the clutch and pressure plate and flywheel and all that good stuff on there, getting the engine ready to stick back into the tractor. So it's took quite a bit to get to this point, but as you'll continue to watch, there's a lot more of an adventure on this Farmall B. It's not as easy as it should be, but just continue with this ride and you'll understand.
Oh, just a little thrusting action in there.
That's what she said.
Go down a little, just a little bit.
Go down, but lift the front up.
No, yeah, no. Right there, right there. Like that. Okay, that's good enough.
Look at that. Push it in there. Look at that. Look at that. Boy, I need to get a better angle than that. I mean, all I got is him like that.
Can't have nothing else. I had.
Who's that
Well, no, I was
trash
gonna
bag
put this
in
on.
there?
Put it on first.
That's
That's ice bath.
that's the ice pack.
Oh,
I didn't want to get it dirty.
That's some ghetto shit right there.
Work. There's a lineup pin. There should be.
But I'm saying that was gonna cover up one of the holes, but that goes to the other side.
Oh, yeah.
So the key to installing this front pulley here is to get it nice and toasty, the pulley, and then get that shaft kind of cool. That's what the ice pack we're using for trying to, since it's a press fit. And also get everything ready before you do this, and then kind of use a bolt and a nut and a washer like we're using here. 'Cause you don't want to hammer on to that pulley, hammer the pulley on too much, because it could potentially wreck the thrust bearing, strain on the shaft there. So best to kind of pull it on with this tool. You can, I believe you can buy these tools online too. Easier just to get the right bolt size. You gotta do your own.
What?
Yeah.
And then our front bolster, that's for our Farmall B. It doesn't quite bolt right up to the engine that we have. The engine that we put in is an industrial engine, we think. So we had to drill out a hole, and so we can put a bolt in through the bolster on the other side. So we're just drilling out the threaded hole there. And also have to make more room for the bolt head. So I guess another little note, if you're putting an industrial engine in, bolts up a little bit differently on all the bolster bolts up. So one little note there, another additional modifications that we had to do, and then also the aftermarket water pump.
I didn't know
We had to grind a little more on the bolster too to get that pump bolt up. Even though the other bolster, it wasn't ground like that, so not quite sure why we had to grind that, but another mystery on this Farmall B that's
This pulley makes a perfect press to press a bearing into that. So you know, we take your old one off. We'll, there, yeah. Okay.
This is crazy. That actually looks like a
We're crazy.
yeah.
And action.
Get her over there.
Now we got most of the coolant system tidied up here. We're gonna fill it up with water and let it sit for a couple days to make sure we don't have anything leaking into the oil compartments or the oil pan, because we're not quite sure if we actually fixed anything.
It's good. Good.
For the reason why we took everything apart is there was antifreeze getting into the oil.
Only
So
20 people watch these videos.
we think that it was a bad block,
300
but
views
not
on your
100%
last
sure.
one.
Yeah, but
So
that's the mousetrap.
it could also be the head. We're using the same
Let's
head
see
as
this
originally,
whole-
so
We'll
that
see
could be an
where
issue
else
too.
we can
But so we're gonna fill it up, see
Oh, look at
if anything
that.
leaks.
She's full.
As before, if you would let it sit outside or let it sit
Dropped
for a
off.
couple days,
Look at that.
water, antifreeze would seep into the oil. Didn't have to be a
No.
pressurized system to cause it. And then working on the carburetor here, I was trying to get the fitting out, and
Move a
well,
little bit.
turns out the easy out screws too far into it, which cracked the housing carburetor, so I attempted to weld that up. And long story short, it was a crapshoot, and I got it good enough, I thought, and we sealed it up, put a new fitting in there, and it still leaks. Time to get a new carburetor.
Use that red shit and put the primer on it and everything so it gets in there
Put
and
the
let it
carburetor.
set up for a little bit.
Then they also shorted me a couple of felt gaskets goes around the choke rod there, so I made my own out of brass nipples. And now it is time to actually see if this thing starts. So
Oh, hang on.
Ready now?
Yeah. Likes choke. Wow. Holy shit, though. Yeah, maybe that's part of the reason too. Something might have moved there a little bit. The valve might not be. That's a lot. do go 400.
Overall, it took a while to get this thing actually running okay-ish. Turned out the biggest issue we're having was the timing. Timing was off. Something got jumped. Well, timing. And then the carburetor, still have a little bit of carburetor issue. This is the one that kind of cobbled together to get a combination of a couple things there. And then here's just a snippet of that new Zenith carburetor that we got. Our new used to us. Having to get put another carb kit into this. So, and then moving on to kind of part of the reason why we got a new bolster was it broke. So we are going to make some kind of reinforcement brackets, bars, or whatever you want to call it. So less likely of that front bolster being ripped off if anyone tries to pull start it or pull it to get it unstuck. The chances of this tractor getting unstuck after we paint it is very low because it's going to be a trade tractor. So yeah, so overall not too bad here. It's a little initial mock-up. So okay with this, and then I woke up in the middle of the night and I'm like, what if I flip it around? A lot cleaner. The way I did it here, and you can see brackets, it bolts up to the front bolster, and then brackets to bolt up to the rear of the tractor, rear-ish, and then in the front will be a D-ring that'll be welded on there, so easy tie down on the trailer and or pulling things out if it ever dies or anything. And then some more modifications to the front bolster again was our new radiator, aluminum radiator. There's a lot of adjustment to make that thing fit. We're not quite sure what wasn't lining up or what wasn't lining up because it was sitting too high to get our tin work to sit correctly. Part of the reason why things weren't quite lining up is our front grille that was on this B is not actually for a B. It's for a cub that we suspect. Shown here is the next to the Farmall C grill that we have. Things just didn't quite see the holes, but the holes didn't quite line up. The bottom, the tin work doesn't quite line up. Just a lot of few things didn't line up. A lot of issues. Then also made a little bracket here, fancy bracket to hold our new alternator, a baby alternator. Get rid of that generator. Nice clean setup here. And then if anyone wants one of these alternator brackets, hit me up. You can drop a comment or go on our website, bigwillysfabshop.com, and just email me there and we can further on that. But yeah, just a lot of fitment to get everything right, partially because everything was all bent up because the front bolster got ripped off once before, so things had to be retweaked. So. And then our last adventure for this episode is the fuel tank. Oh boy, there's a lot going on there. Someone tried to re-weld everything on the bottom. So what we're going to try to do here is drill out the spot welds of what actually the brackets, how it's spot welded on there, and just try to re-weld the spot welds. The spot welds are what's cracked, so try to re-weld those areas. No luck there. Drill out the spot welds on our mill. It was something. Long story short here, don't weld these types of jobs. Use solder instead. The welds kept on actually cracking because it heated up and cooled off too quickly, and it created a stress crack, which caused it to leak. So we are going to be using that tank sealer stuff. We're going to put it in there, and it should be good. Seal it right up. So we're doing it the fuel tank. So we're tired with messing with that. So and no one will see the bottom of the fuel tank. So out of sight, out of mind. So and then hopping on to my uncle's WD-45, a little snippet here. So he's playing a little bit of hide and go seek with that last connecting rod. So once he finds that, he can finish the assembly of the engine. But he got all the parts back. Looks pretty good. Sleeves installed, and then that extra bolt. That crack part on the block, notorious. These WD-45s for doing that, and that's kind of the field fix. And the other bolt's been in there for I don't know how many years running like this, so it works. But it just looks a little hokey. But hey, if it fixes it, fixes it. So, yeah, that's kind of a little update on there. I just trying to find that last connecting rod and get some parts together. And then look at that stainless bolt.